Yay. Okay, Kaylee, a formal hello to you. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank
Um,
you for me.
oh, I'm so thrilled that you said yes. So I'm wondering maybe if you could just give a quick introduction to who you are and your business. And for anybody who doesn't know, my name is Morgan Slemberger. I am the associate director at the Blackstone LaunchPad, and I also have the pleasure of running the Pursue Your Passions program. And Kaylee is a board member for that program. So I'm so fortunate to have her brain and her energy. So anyway, please give a quick introduction to yourself.
Thank you so much. Yeah, so I'm Kaylee Lindner. I own Oula Fitness. So Oula is a modern mind-body fitness company. It's dance-based. We have classes. We have teacher training certifications. That's the main part of the business is we train and certify instructors. We've got about 500 instructors now out there. And we have a ever more popular online studio as well. So that's primarily our focus at the moment with the business.
Mm, great. Yeah. So maybe you could like go into that a little bit and tell us how has it been for you? Like I'm trying to think, time is blending together. So what has it been like about a month or 3 weeks at least of kind of this change? So how are you doing? How's the business doing?
We're doing pretty well. Like the studios are obviously not open. We have a studio in Missoula and a studio in Bozeman. Those are closed right now. But we've been able to actually have some really cool things come out of this. We've had an online studio for quite a while, but in at the beginning of the year, one of the big goals for us as a company was to really improve our online studio and just put a lot of time and energy and research into making that the best it can be. And so we actually are in a pretty great position right now with our online studio. A lot of people have been going to take classes there. And we have also, so normally our contract with our instructors, they can't record their classes. They have to teach live classes. If the classes are recorded, we want everyone to go to our online studio for that. But during this time, we've just opened that up and we've said, we don't care. Like, teach your live classes, teach classes on Facebook, on Instagram, on Zoom, wherever you want to stay connected with your participants, with your community. And it's been incredible. Like, we have, it's actually like, I was never a firm believer that you could create the sense of community and connection in the online platform, but I have totally been proven wrong. And it's been amazing to dance with people all over the world. Even I just this morning, I got a message from Scotland and a message from Germany of women that I haven't seen in forever that I've been dancing with. So it's really, I mean, it's been really, really, it's been beautiful for us as a community. So
Mm.
yeah, I think everyone has done a really good job of just pivoting. And I've been joking lately, I'm like, we're dancers, of course we can pivot.
Oh, that's awesome. That is so exciting to hear. And I think, one of the things that ULA does so well is their community. So being able to call on that. I was on a Techstars call recently with a venture capitalist who was saying, don't spend any money on client acquisition, focus on client retention and customer retention. And I'm sure your community supports you doing that. Like you have, like they're probably craving that from you.
Yeah, I mean, it's been really cool. Like, I just see my friends Carrie and Sarah are
Oh,
on
fun.
that.
Oh, good.
And like, I mean, I get to take Carrie's classes now, like she had a live class last night going and I was like, oh my gosh, it's amazing. So I think everyone's just been really like, I mean, we are a community and we're going through a crisis right now. And when do you need community more than when times are hard? And so it's been a really beautiful thing just to see how everyone has come together in a really awesome way. So
That's
yeah,
awesome. Oh,
yeah.
good. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, and so I mean, we're as a business learning so much right now too. I mean, we have totally had to shift over to the digital world. I mean, there's so many issues right now because I mean, it's music based. So we have so many things to work out with copyright issues and, having our classes online and all of that. So, there's kinks and stuff to work out. We're also figuring out how to do we're going to host an online certification course, which we've never done before. And I don't know if it's something that we'll continue to do after this is all over, but just still trying to provide these experiences that are so important to our community and to our business, to the health of our business. So,
how cool. So what were kind of some of the first steps you took when, the stay-at-home order was issued, or if you closed your studio before, what were some of the first steps you started to take to serve your clients and even your employees?
we immediately went with free live classes on social media. That was the first thing we did, to say, like, we are still here. We still want you to have this opportunity to dance. And like I said, we highly encouraged all of our instructors to keep teaching in any way that they could. At the beginning, people were kind of doing more, like, even we were going out into the park and we dance with my team that I work with. But then once it got, more like stay at home, we haven't done that again. But, it's like, we just really want people to stay dancing, because we know that it makes us feel better. I mean, that's why we do this. It's really important to not only physical health, but mental health, feeling that sense of community. And then as far as our employees, we have FaceTime meetings almost every day. We moved the work computer to somebody's house. Everyone's doing such a good job of just shifting how this looks and how we interact with one another. So I've been really just like blown away by A, my team, and B, the community and our instructors and participants. It's been really, I mean, I would say for us as a business, it just kind of opened all these doors that we didn't necessarily want to walk through, but now that we've walked through them, I think we're realizing there's this whole other way that we can actually connect. So it's been interesting.
How cool. Yeah, really, really interesting. And I was going to ask, so you went over this a little bit, but with this pivot to virtual services, are there, like, is it mainly positive that you've experienced? Are there negatives? Like, were there some stumbling blocks when you're starting to figure some of this out?
Yeah, we have a lot of, like, I would say the technology has been a huge, like, I mean, we're all trying to figure it out. Yeah, I mean, but the cool thing is, again, we have such a strong community that people will just write and be like, help, what do you do for this? Are you using? And we'll be like, well, first of all, I steal my kid's iPad and I put my playlist on that. And then I prop up my camera with this. And remember, you have to put it in selfie mode. It's just everyone's like, how do I do this? So I'd say a few weeks in, we're kind of getting the hang of it.
Yeah. And you're focused really on, like, that instructor support beyond your end user, like.
I mean, yes, because when you really think about the bones of this business, my clients, my main, it's the instructors. They are our business. I mean, they are out there connecting with community and serving their communities. And so I want to make sure that they feel like they still have the support from Oula, that they feel like that they still have a space and a place, even though they can't get into their gyms and studios. And then we, it's actually just a fascinating time right now to be building a new studio. So we've got a new studio that we're set to open in November. And so actually, like, just seeing the trends of everything going more virtual and online, I already knew that the fitness industry was going towards online. But actually, I was just in the shower today and I was like, oh my God, like, what I need to do is I need to create this space that has the best audio visual, like, hookup. The technology, I need to know exactly what I need to be using technology wise, and not only for me to have my classes and maybe workshops and trainings go online in the future, but I want to have this space where people rent our studio, the people who are like, I want to produce a very like professional, high quality online training or class. I mean, fitness instructors, yes, absolutely, but other people too who need all of the equipment, they need the space, they need the sound, they need the lighting, all just like dialed in. And I think that we can really service our community here in Missoula by having this space that people can use for their business, whatever it may be. So there's a lot of opportunity in it. You know, like I said, I was not like a firm believer that the online connection was there. And of course, nothing beats being with other human being and hugging and all of that. But there, I mean, this is it's a kind of a cool alternative. And I was just not on board till now.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, we see like Peloton coming out. We
Yeah.
see like, I don't know what the ads have been in my like news feed of like beach body. I don't know, fitness.
Yeah.
I don't know what that says about my news feed, but there are all of these interesting things in your industry. And I'm curious if you've heard more anecdotally, like how, like I know my gym that I subscribe to has been closed, so how are your instructors doing? Are they faring okay? Like, have you talked with them about like anything that they might be doing to stay afloat during this time? Or are they using anything that's creative?
Right. Yeah. So I think it's mixed. You know, I think some instructors, we do have a lot of instructors who are teaching, and I think that it's really rewarding and satisfying for them. We have instructors who aren't teaching, but who are actually loving being able to take classes. You know, some of our instructors, life is busy. If you already are teaching, not everyone can find the time to then commit to their teaching schedule as well as, oh, now I'm going to go take a class, so right now there's a cool opportunity for a lot of instructors to be able to receive in ways that they don't always get to. Some of our instructors, I've heard, when we've reached out, there may be an intimidation with the technology or just a fear of being on camera. There's all that. And so we're just trying to support people wherever they are with this, to say, okay, why aren't you doing this? Is it because you don't feel like you know how to do it? So let's figure out how we can make you feel confident that you can do this. So yeah, just trying to be a support for them, whether they want to, whether they don't want to say it's okay. If you feel completely overwhelmed, you're working and homeschooling and taking care of your house right now by yourself, like, yeah, teaching may not be a priority for you at all. So just really trying to honor all of the different ways that people can be feeling right now, and just letting them know, like, it's okay. Usually we release a new song every week that our instructors have to learn and teach. And we're kind of like, right now we're releasing a new song every 2 weeks, just so people have something new if they want it, but kind of encouraging people to just let Oula meet them where they're at. And so ultimately, and always, this business is about service and about helping people, and about being there for them in the ways that they need. So again, just going through this situation, we're just trying to stay really true to that. How can we be of service to you? How can we help? We're here when you need us, and we'll meet you where you're at. So just kind of going back to our basic values.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yep. That makes so much sense. And have you noticed, so you kind of alluded to this, like your online platform memberships like have gone up since the pandemic? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, last time I checked our dashboard for our online studio, I think it was up like 167%. And then I don't know, maybe it's because we're doing all these live classes on Facebook. Like, we've gotten maybe like 300 to 400 new likes on our Facebook page since this all started.
Mm-hmm.
I think people are able to share Oula so much more easily now, because before it'd be like, well, log on to the online studio and you have to enter your credit card information, but then you can cancel it before the 2-week, free trial. Like, there were these steps that you had to take. But now I think, because everyone's just putting all their stuff out there online, it's free, anyone can find it, people are finding it.
Mm-hmm.
It's really, yeah, I'm learning a lot through it all, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so more members. So one of the things to kind of help us tackle this issue of being muted on Facebook and just all the copyright. I mean, we do pay for our music licenses, but I don't know how we would prove that to Facebook. I don't know, like I wouldn't even know who to be like, look here, see, I pay ASCAP $480 every year, like whatever. But one of the things that we're doing is we're upgrading our online studio. So we actually just signed the contract this morning to add live streaming to our subscriptions and just to different options so people can drop in for a live class starting hopefully as early as next week through our online studio. And it's a big upfront cost, which is kind of hard to do right now, you know, when everything is slowing down. We've had to cancel trainings and we're trying to build a studio, but I think it's an investment that is going to be really, really huge for us and just for ways, again, that we can keep showing up for our community.
Can you talk a little bit just about the platforms? Like, so if there are other fitness providers out there, maybe they're I don't know, personal trainer, or maybe they're some other form of, like, I don't know, a coach of some kind. How would they go about even thinking about putting some of their services online?
Yeah. So we use Vimeo OTT. So if you just even Google Vimeo OTT, it'll pop up, and they've made it so easy. They give you like the different design templates. So all you have to do is, you know, plug in your photos and your information, and then you have to pay for upload hours, which of course that I think everyone would expect they would have to do that. And they've made it so easy. I follow a lot of fitness companies, and I've seen a lot of them also on this platform. So I would say it's a good one. It's a good place to start. It's a really good service. It's affordable. And I bet anyone who's like, I want to open up an online studio by Monday, you could do it on this. I mean, it's very, very simple.
And I think you are such an amazing example of getting, like, testing, getting something out the door. Even if it's not perfect, it's out there. So what advice, like, well,
style.
but I think, you know, that's so entrepreneurial, and Paul and I were just on a call earlier about that same thing. And so I wonder if you could talk to that a little bit too, just about, like, you know, that get up and go, and why that might be relevant right now for you, for Oula, for other people.
Yeah. Well, my nickname is the racehorse. I like to move very fast. I should slow down in some areas, but I do have that get up and go spirit. And I have a team, like I said, that's small but mighty, and we can move pretty quickly. I think I've always been very, very, very honest about who I am and what this business is, and authentic is key for us. And I think people can see that, and people can see that we're trying, and it's, you know, you do your best until you know better, and then you do better. But I think that when I don't know, I just feel like when you show up not always super polished, people can see, and then they can watch your growth too. You know, I think about, like, even just for example, the super rudimentary website that I started with, and then, you know, where it's at now. And I think I really enjoy watching a process happen, and you see growth and you see evolution. And so it's not just always coming out of the bat like this finished project. It's saying, here's where I'm at, and I believe in this, and I want to get it out there. And hopefully that encourages other people to say, I think I could do that too. I think I can start where I'm at. And then I can just move along as I learn more, as I gather new information, as I change and evolve, as my interests change and evolve. I can move all of this with me. And I think that's how we also stay really excited and engaged with what we're doing, because it's like, oh my gosh, I just got super into whatever. How can I integrate it? How can I morph with my business? How can my business morph with me? So I would highly encourage people who have something that they want to get out into the world, like, get it out there. And as long as you show up authentically and people can see and feel you in what you're doing, you know, then it doesn't have to be perfect. They'll give you grace if you say, here's where I'm at, and I'm doing the best I can, and let's grow together. So that's always been my approach. I mean, you know, it's worked for me.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I think that's really important advice right now. And I think as we start to come out of this a little bit more, we need innovators to come to the front, and we need their ideas. You know, we need people to be brave and put themselves out there. And it's scary, but yeah, we're gonna need them.
Totally.
So
And the more people who do it, the less scary it is going to feel, because you see people doing it and then you're like, oh, how did you do that? Or what, you know, what software are you using for this? Or what, you know, whatever. And then I think you're totally right. It's like we need to see other people doing it so that we can have a little bit of trust in ourselves to be able to do it too. And I think what a cool thing for all of the people. You know, I'm such an idealist, as you know about me. I'm like, and the world will change when we all show up and share our gifts. But I believe it. You know, I believe it. I believe this is how we heal. This is how we change the world, is by showing up with our gifts and giving them to the world. Not when they're perfect, but when they feel real and true and like something we want to give people.
yeah, yeah, totally. I love that. So I'm curious in this, all of this, have you looked at the CARES Act? Are you one of the people who's applying for it? Have you looked at the EIDL, the PPP, any of that?
No,
No,
I
no.
haven't. No,
Okay.
no, I haven't. I haven't had to go there. You know, I'm still able to, my employees, like actual employees, are still working full time. I mean, I would say one of my employees is working like probably more than ever right now, because she's the one who's really transitioning all of us over onto all of the, you know, online digital stuff. So I'd say her workload has increased. Luckily, we have a lot of certification fees that are still continuing to come in. You know, it's not like if we only had a studio and we have no members. I mean, so that's been really helpful. You know, and we put it out there, if you're in financial hardship, like please let us know. We can put your certification on hold right now. But I think a lot of people who are able to continue with that payment, they have been so gracious and are happy to pay that. So no, I mean, we're fine right now. You know, with trying to open a new studio, I was making sure we had a bit of cash. So cash wise, we're fine right now, which I feel grateful for. So, you
Mm-hmm.
know, yeah.
Yeah. So, and then that pivot to having an online offering is sounding like that's going to be really beneficial. So, other entrepreneurs who may not be in the same boat, however, they can think creatively about uploading their services or, you know, getting their items online and in the hands of other people. In the chat, we have a question about how are you marketing your online experience? So I'm curious, maybe that would be beneficial for others who are getting their things online. How are you getting people to know about it? How are you getting it out into the world?
So great question. Obviously on our website, we have links to our online studio. So before this happened, we were always uploading 3 classes a week. And so we always post, you know, what the new classes are and the instructor. And, you know, we have a little trailer that we'll post with the class that's coming out too. So that's always all over our social media. But I really think it's our community too. Our community is so so important in the sharing of Oula. Like I would say I've never really been that great about like a really professional marketing plan that we, you know, all the stuff. Most of the way that Oula has ever grown is by word of mouth, from people who love it and share it. And I think that's the case right now. I would say probably we have a lot more traffic to our online studio right now. A, because people can't get into their studios to dance. But I think B, because people are sharing on Facebook, on Instagram about Oula. And so then people are being then driven to our online studio.
Okay, great. So harnessing maybe your community, whoever it may be, maybe you don't have a formal business community if you're a solo entrepreneur, maybe you have a different community of friends, colleagues, like having them share like what your work is digitally or otherwise could be really powerful. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, absolutely. And I just feel like being in Missoula, I don't know where everyone is in here right now, but gosh, Missoula is the most amazing community to open a business in. I mean, the support that I feel from the community and just seeing it, everybody's so supportive here. And I've always really, really relied on that and appreciated that as I've grown my business.
Yes, I think that that's so true, and we hear that a lot, time and time again, with a lot of other people and entrepreneurs. We have an amazing community, so I totally agree.
Mhm.
So I'm trying to think, maybe if you had anything that you haven't already articulated as far as with this pandemic change, have there been anything, like, is there an example that you can think of that's surprised you in the shift when we're all socially separate, with your business, employees, community, like anything that surprised you in a positive or a negative way?
Um, I mean, I think just going back to what I've said, I'm really surprised by how connected I have felt to the community and to new people. Um, like I said, I just didn't truly understand the difference of these like live classes versus just, recording a class at the studio and uploading that to our online class, which is still really valuable, and I think it offers a great service. But there's something about knowing that we're in real time together. I do think energetically we're still sharing space even though we're not in person, and it's really felt. I also think Facebook and Instagram are like, there's a psychological thing that they totally understand, because as you see comments and like the hearts and stuff, I mean, you're like, oh yeah, there's like people with me.
Yeah.
I'm with people. So that has been really cool. I would say, yeah, the connection feels so strong right now, which is it's such a beautiful thing to just feel that connection, to be able to see, our instructors just kind of took this thing and ran with it. It's amazing. I mean, we have every Sunday now 4 different instructors in 4 different time zones. They're each teaching a 30-minute segment. So we have these 2-hour long classes, and just to watch all of these instructors, some of them have never met each other, and they're like teaching these classes together. It's just really beautiful. It's
Mm,
really cool.
mm.
Um, so I don't know. I would say that's been the most surprising for me.
Yeah, yeah. The connectivity in a time where we're really not physically connected.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It's totally wild. So
Oh, that's really nice. And I'm sure all of us are getting warm fuzzies just hearing about it.
yeah,
Uh,
it's so cool. I would just tell anyone out there, like, really, really use this time to explore the capacity of the online community. I mean, I just really hadn't understood it fully. Like,
mhm.
I didn't get it. So um it's out there. And another thing, like, I've been really trying to still buy merchandise from like small women owned and operated businesses, just trying to still um just connect on that way. And people have been
Mhm.
so receptive to, like, I don't know why I became like a jewelry retailer all of a sudden. I just like, it's who would have thought that everyone quarantined in their house would be like, yeah, I want to buy a pair of earrings. But like, a bunch of people are like, yeah, I still want to like put earrings on and like
Yeah, yeah,
feel good, so just
yeah.
like little things like that. It's been kind of cool to just, I don't know, it's been cool to just figure out how we can move through this and stay connected, and
Mm,
yeah,
mm,
it's
mm.
interesting.
Yeah. So if we wrap, like, is there a note that you'd like to end on to give other people, any entrepreneurs out there, any additional advice as they're weathering this storm in their own way?
Yeah, I mean, I would just, I would say, don't be afraid to reach out for help, because I think people want to help each other. We just don't exactly know what everybody needs. And so I would just say, however you need help, whatever you need, just don't be afraid to ask for it. And I would also say that I think that this is giving us great opportunity to really begin to prioritize what is important to us, what matters, what are some of the habits and the choices that I usually make. Do I want to continue making those? How do I want to show up in the world? How do I want, who do I want to be in this world? I think we have an amazing opportunity to start asking ourselves, or continue asking ourselves, these questions. And I mean, I deeply believe that everybody has something that that is truly unique to only them, that the world needs. The world needs it from you. It doesn't have to be big. It doesn't have to be the most polished or amazing. Like, it doesn't have to be there. Start where you're at with what you have. And I guarantee you it will be a gift to someone. So just do it. Trust in yourself, believe in yourself, know that you have something totally special and the world needs it, especially now.
Mm, Oh, well, that's so lovely. And I totally agree. And I'm so grateful for your words of wisdom and you just coming up and really being so open about where Ula is and some of the amazing things that are happening for you and your business in this totally crazy time. So thank you so
Yeah,
much for joining us. I'm so
you so
grateful.
much, Morgan. I'm just so grateful for you. Thank you for showing up for all the entrepreneurs and people out there. Like, you're doing such amazing work. I'm so glad to know you and to be
Oh,
a part of your world. So
Oh, well, thank you. And just on that note, I want to plug a program that Paul and actually the whole business community in Missoula and some people across the state are doing right now for entrepreneurs. You can go to umt.edu/bear, BEAR, and there's a whole one-stop shop for anybody who's struggling with their business or being a solo entrepreneur or whatever. You can enter a form in with any of the questions you have about the CARES Act, about just strategy. How do you make some of the pivots like Kaylee's been articulating for moving into the online world? Or if you're a service-based company, how can you start to do tutorials? Like, whatever it may take, we're here for you. So umt.edu/bear. We just launched that and created it all this week, but it's been in the making. So we're just trying to meet people where they are. Yeah, exactly, where they're at, and however we can help, we're here for you. So so thanks again, Kaylee, and we're a little over time. So I just want to say, yeah, we're so lucky to have your words of wisdom.
thank you, thank you, thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Talk
Okay,
to everybody soon. Bye.
bye.